Hi everyone and welcome back to Unscripted. And as promised, we have part 2 of our chat with Nathan Cleary. But before we get into that, we have Nathan's signed Kangaroos jersey giveaway. Thank you to everyone that has entered. Congratulations to the winner on the screen. I will DM you so we can get this out to you ASAP. Now, let's get back to the GOAT, Nathan Cleary. 2025 review for the Panthers. What's been the biggest adjustment for you personally this season, last season?
It was probably the biggest influx of like young players we've had for a while. I remember in 2020 when it was a big changeover of players, and then like guys like Romy, Bizza, Critter,
Uppy
Spenny
came to the club. Was it 2020? Uppy came back to the club?
Yeah. All these sort of young guys are coming through, and then we had sort of those like senior heads as well. So it's probably felt a little bit like that again. Probably the most it has. Like it's no secret that every year there's people moving on, and we've lost some unbelievable players, like unbelievable people that you can't replace. But we've been quite lucky that we've been able to sort of just adjust really quickly, and not much has changed. And we've had guys sort of come through, and this year was probably like a year where maybe the guys are thrown in the deep end a little bit. Like I think about people, even like Blaze, like he didn't do a preseason at all. He'd just come to the club, super young guy. And then people like Casey as well. Like he was 18 at the start of the year, and it's like
Where the fuck did he come from?
yeah. Well, even last year, like I knew that Casey was going to be an absolute freak. Just the things he would do at training was unbelievable. But that's what I mean when I was talking about before about the physical side of first grade and then the mental side. And it's when you're young, it's so hard to get through a full year of first grade, just with the getting up for games and just the roller coaster of it. And I look at a guy like Casey at 18, 19 years of age, and he's trying to fill the whole of, say, like a Critter from years previous. You know what I mean? They're sort of trying to live up to this expectation of, I've got to be like him.
Yeah.
Blaze, I've got to live up to what Romy was.
Yeah.
And to their credit, like, you would never have known it. Like, they never showed it. But then you start the year the way we did, and it's like, what's going on? Like, I've come to this club, I've got my opportunity, thinking it's just going to roll on from the last 4 years, and it's not going the way we want to. And even I look at someone like Ice Papali'i, like he came to the club and was just working his absolute ass off at the start of the year, and it just wasn't happening. And he's like I was thinking within myself, I was thinking what he would be thinking. I was thinking, is he thinking I've made the wrong decision to come here? And then that's when I started to think, we've got to do more as leaders. And it was the first test as a leader, I reckon, that Yo and I have had, because the 4 years previous that was the 4 years. So we started as captains in 2021 and we'd won the comp every year. So then this year at the start, it was like, all right, this is a real test for us as leaders, and just trying to galvanise these young guys and bring everyone together. And I think there was always a confidence there that we knew at our best we could compete with anyone. Like any time at the start of the year when our backs were against the wall and we had a big game, so like Vegas, we versed Cronulla, who ended up being top 4, won that. Magic round, I think we'd lost a couple in a row versus Brisbane at home up there. They obviously ended up winning the comp. We won that. So it's like we knew when we wanted to and could turn up, like we'd challenge the best. But we're just so inconsistent. It was so different to what we'd been used to, and ended up just sort of narrowing it down to like our training habits. And to be honest, like Dad sort of says this, but like complacency can seep in the slightest, smallest ways, and you're not even like actively doing it. You're not even aware that you're being complacent.
There's so many opportunities for complacency.
Yeah, there is. And as I said, sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, but you might just, relax a little bit. And we went to Vegas and had a great win, and it was sort of like a grand final atmosphere. Then you come back, and maybe you think you're working hard, but you're not working as hard as what you probably were leading up to that game or the previous years leading up to the run we had. And it was a real flip in training intensity that pretty much changed our season. And it doesn't feel like much at the time, but it's amazing the results we had after that and the consistency we were able to build, which has been a real foundation and pillar of our success over the last few years, is our sort of training intensity and consistency.
Yeah, I thought there was just a lot of change in particular. Like, yes, there's change in every season, but this year in particular, like particularly in main positions. Not only that, I think you and Dill were coming off shoulder surgeries as well.
So me, Dill, Mitch, and Blaze, which ended up being the spine at the end of the year, were all in rehab for the whole preseason. So,
but the whole team was molded around you guys. So you're not punching out any reps in the preseason.
Yeah, in hindsight, because at the time you just think, oh yeah, it'll be fine. But in hindsight, it's like, oh, we probably did miss those reps together, and not only us as a group, but like just molding back into the team. And yeah, it was a bit of that 2019 feel at the start of the year when it's like, the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Oh, don't remind me. I still got scars from that year, man.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's why I can't make sense of, because we were training so hard. Probably like looking back now, I don't think we were training.
Yeah.
I don't think we're training hard.
It's a false perception in your head
Correct.
sometimes. Yeah. So I think that was similar to this year. It's like you feel like you're training so hard, but it's almost like everyone's pulling in different directions rather than all swimming in sync and in the same direction and creating that sort of momentum, which is essentially what changed.
I remember speaking to Mitch about it, and I asked him the same question I'm going to ask you, like what changed? Because I remember you guys got touched up against Newcastle. Yeah, I know. I think most of your Origin boys weren't playing that game. And he mentioned that, you said it just then, like training habits, be more ruthless with each other. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so, we'd had a pretty awful start to the season, but I think part of the problem was we were always just like, oh, it'll be fine. And then you start to lose a few more in a row. It's like then you start trying to work out, oh, can we even make the finals from here? Like how many games do we have to win in a row? And then, we were in Origin camp. We actually watched that game against Newcastle, and it was just, it was pretty abysmal, to be honest. And I was just like, oh, God, like.
Line in the sand moment?
It was like, I don't know if, like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know if we can make the finals. And it was always like, our viewpoint was like the finals, and we need to be there. Like, we need to, retain our title, this and that. And then it was just a line in the sand moment. And we weren't there at the time, but the boys sort of told us that they had a big meeting. It was quite like ruthless and just honest and trying to keep people accountable. And then they had a massive wrestle session like straight after it. And it was just sort of a line in the sand that, okay, our training habits aren't good enough. We're not keeping each other accountable. And it was quite simple, really. Like, just sort of started to train harder and have honest sort of, I wouldn't say like, it's not to the point where people are spraying each other, but it's just like honest conversations about, if you're not in the right spot, you need to be told. And then, the next flow on from that was like, we just need to let go of looking so far ahead and let go of this ego of holding on to the premiership. It's not ours anymore. Like it's back on the table. Anyone can win it. And so then the mindset was like, all right, it's really present, narrow focus. Like it's quite cliched, but it's, cliches are there for a reason because they actually mean something. It was sort of just taking it one training session at a time, 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And then all of a sudden, that's how you start to gain a bit of momentum and a bit of confidence starts to come back. And we had a few scrappy wins early on, but that's what we needed. That's what we were missing. Like we were missing that turning up for each other and saving tries and just that defensive intensity and knowing it's not going to be perfect, but one missed tackle or one misread defense shouldn't equal a try. And we'd been so good at that for such a long time, but that's what we were missing at the start of the year. And then all of a sudden that puts pressure on your attack and then your attack falls down. And it was like getting back to that, just working hard for each other, that teamwork, communication in the sense of keeping each other accountable, but communicating to the person next to you, making sure we're all doing things in sync. And then the training habits as well. So, and then, the flow-on effect just came from there.
It's so true when you say narrow focus. Yes, going back, it's a cliche, but it's so true in the sense that, yes, the peak is the premiership. Yeah, we all look to that. We all strive for that. Yeah, and then you think, okay, we have to win this much. But like, it's all clutter. It's all clutter. All you need to think about is just, okay, who are we playing this week? We're fucking playing the Parramatta Eels. Well, how are we going to beat them? Yeah, that's all you need to think about. And I feel like we did that so well in 2020.
Yeah.
And obviously, you must have done that pretty well the next few years after that.
I'd say so. Yeah, it worked out all right. But I think that actually brings back enjoyment as well.
Yes,
where if you're looking so far ahead,
it's daunting. It's like
shit. You actually tense up a bit. And it's like, we got to do this, this, and this. And I'll use a reference that Mary actually used in her book, and I actually really liked it. She talks about how when she was younger, it was like she was just always looking to like accomplishments and getting to there. So she used it as like a mountain, and she'd just be looking at the top, and it's just head down, trying to get to the top, trying to get to the top. And then it's not till you take yourself out of that and it's like, all right, let's actually enjoy the journey. Let's look at step by step. Let's keep our head up. Because if you got your head down, you miss so many things along the way.
You're not present.
Yeah, exactly. You're just so locked in this world. It's not enjoyable. You're just so like just trying to get to the top of the mountain. And instead it's like, all right, we're still working hard the same. Like we're still working our way up the mountain, but let's look around. Let's look at the flowers. Let's look at the waterfalls. Let's look at nature around us. And if I put that into terms with footy, it's like, let's enjoy each day with your brothers. Let's have a good time. Like, yes, when we get on the field, we're going to work hard. But when you're off it, you can still have a laugh and still get around each other. And, you know, they're the moments we love as rugby league players. And they're the moments, like, I'll remember a lot of things from games that I've played and wins and all that, but I'll remember probably more things about things that happen at training or just having a laugh with the boys. And I don't know how you feel, but I'd say that's probably things that you miss the most.
Big time.
Yeah, and it's just a good reminder to have, like, just enjoying the journey and not always taking yourself so seriously. And that's probably something that, again, that I struggle with is it's just like trying to be serious 100% of the time. Like, how can I play my best game? How can I get us to the finals? How can I win the grand final? Rather than, I know I'm going to work hard, set your intentions for each day, tick those off, but have fun while you're doing it and enjoy it. And yeah, don't take yourself too seriously. Because,
I love that.
Yeah.
Got to get Mary in the podcast.
Should be quite good, I reckon.
if I'm allowed.
Of course, mate, of course.
Do you want to know what I miss the most? Like I ask this question to a lot of like ex-footballers, and I go like, do you miss playing? And you want to know what the answer is most of the time? Nah, no way. I never think about it. And I'm like, I can't resonate with that at all because I miss playing. I think about it every week.
Yeah, right. Well, what do you miss the most about? Is it because I would think if I was in your shoes, the thing I would miss the most is like, yes, the camaraderie, but when you do something hard and you come out the other side and it's like that sense of achievement. So like say after a really hard win, or even sometimes in preseason, it's so shit at the time, but when you have a really hard session, then you're just like sitting there with the boys after and just being able to like debrief and all that. I think I would miss that.
Like, it's not only for myself for accomplishing something hard.
Yeah.
It's a compliment. It's doing it together with my teammates.
Yeah. Because that's something that's so hard to replicate outside of footy and in retirement life,
like,
I reckon.
You know the feeling, like, fuck, you just did a massive wrestle session or you did a massive con session and you're getting around the boys and like, fuck, we did that together. Like, what a feeling.
Yeah.
I miss so much. Like, man, if I could pull on a jersey one last time, put on my shorts, socks, lace up my boots and run out and challenge myself with the best, that's what I miss. I miss competing.
Yeah.
Like, that could never be replaced. That feeling, people say, oh, do you miss the adrenaline feeling? Yeah. Of course I do, but the adrenaline comes from like competing against other people that are striving out for what I want. And
it's
being with
cool.
That's what I miss. Fuck.
Yeah. I think, some of the feelings you get through rugby league, like the highs and the lows, it's quite toxic really. But you just can't really replace those things in any other aspect of life. And even if you do something on the field that you've been, like, say, practicing or just do something really good and it comes off, you're just like, the feeling you get is amazing. And then you pair that with, the feeling in the sheds after a hard win, just with the boys around, like knowing that you've worked towards that is, it's pretty...
It's euphoric.
Tingle, bro. Yeah,
it's literally euphoric.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of highs, how do you feel when people call you the GOAT?
That's ridiculous.
But how do you feel?
I don't know. It's like, we've sort of spoken about it a bit, but I've got to the point where someone calling me the GOAT is the same as someone calling me shit at this point. Like, it's just a word. Like, it doesn't really faze me, and I get a bit awkward if people say that because I don't believe it myself. But
do you strive to be the best player ever?
But what does that even mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's always going to be subjective, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, it's just always going to come down to someone's opinion. So if I'm striving to that And
Then we're going against exactly what we're just talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're relying on someone's opinion, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. Like, I would rather focus on the here and now and being... One thing I would like to be sort of remembered as is just, like, people enjoyed playing alongside me. That's something that drives me every day, I reckon, and that sort of gives me motivation each day to be the best version of myself. But also something that drives me is, like, I want to get to the end of my career and have no regrets. And sometimes it takes reflection to think, all right, what am I going to regret at the end of my career? Is it that I didn't enjoy playing? Did I take it too seriously? Did I not work hard enough? Was I not the best teammate I could be? Was I not a good person? And they're all things that I've sort of delved into, and those probably 5 things are things that resonate with me. And I know that if I get to the end of my career and I wasn't a good person to people, I wasn't having fun, and I wasn't working hard and trying to squeeze the lemon as much as I could of my God-given talent, then I'll regret that at the end of my career. So if I'm sort of got that in my mind and just trying to use each day to get better and use those as sort of a guideline, then yeah.
Love that. This is a very deep podcast, man.
I like it. It's nice.
Let's talk about the last game of the season against the Broncos. I want to get your perspective on what you think you guys lost that game. Do you feel like you guys were coasting when you got the lead?
I wouldn't say coasting, but for whatever reason, over this 5-year stretch, we just love to have difficult, hard-fought wins. Like,
there was a couple of their tries were like, fuck, like,
yeah.
They were pretty freaky, but
yeah,
I still feel like you guys walked off as the better team, but
yeah, well, that's probably an issue I've had over this 5-year period. Is like we've actually struggled to put the foot on the throat at times. Like, we've been really good when backs are against the wall. We can turn up and show up, and maybe it's because we put so much effort into that like once we then break through and get ahead, then it's like you take a little a little breath, and then you can just sort of get in that arm wrestle. Because we've never been a team that really wins by 50, 60. It's like we get ahead and then we just not coast, but like, I don't know, we just like to make it close and make it difficult. And then, in that game, I don't think there's been enough made of the way that Brisbane defended. Like, they scrambled better than I've ever, like, versus Brisbane in the past. It was sort of like, if you can get into that dogfight sort of arm wrestle, they'll crack by the end. And they just didn't this time. Like, they just kept turning up, kept saving tries. And this hurts me to say, but they ended up being the fitter team. And that's the first time I've been able to say that in this whole like period of sort of dominance we've had. Like, we've always prided ourselves on our fitness and being able to come over teams at the end. And by the end of that game, like, a few of us were just holding on. And they, like, obviously everyone knows them for their power, speed, and like the specimens they have in their team is unbelievable.
I know.
So the thing that they were missing was sort of that tenacity and being able to turn up and
resilience.
Yeah, resilience. And to be honest, they showed it in that game, and they came home the stronger team, and we just we freaking fought hard. But it's finals footy. Like, tries in finals footy aren't always going to be the perfect plays. It's just pouncing on opportunities, and that's what they did. And we probably missed a few opportunities towards the end of the game. Like, I know looking back, it was like I watched a few moments that I had that I definitely could have picked the right pass or, come up with the right play, but that's part of the game. You can't be perfect. So.
Well, what happened in the last moments of the game? Like, what were you down by 2, and you tried going for that 2-point conversion?
I think we got
a field goal
penalty, and it was like, all right, we're just gonna essentially try and score, but if we end up in a position for a field goal, I knew that we needed 2 points. And anyway, like, the set, we were sort of like rolling, and were
you setting up for it?
Nah. So I wanted to have a crack because I think we were only 20 metres out from our try line anyway. So we needed to obviously generate momentum to get down there. And a lot of times in that position of the game, it's like, I want to have it, even having a field goal set up. It's like, you want to have a sort of like a crack at the start and see if you can score, because obviously that's the better result. And then set up for it later, especially if you start in your own half. So then, yeah, I remember just thinking, all right, we'll move the ball a bit, have a crack, and then we'll see where we're at the end of the set. And then weirdly, like, we just got a mad roll on in the set and generated a bit of momentum. And it's like it was like happening too fast. Like we had really good momentum, and then it got to the last. I remember the ref put his hand up, and I sort of looked around, and there wasn't really any cues. Like, it was a bit of a slow play the ball, so I was like, oh shit! Like, I'm just gonna go back for the 2 points. But I went back too late, and it was sort of like a bit of a, no one really knew what was happening. So then I'm running back. And I was trying to call to Mitch, and then Mitch threw it to Yowie, and then Yowie threw it back to me. And then, like, I ended up in the right position. But out of all people, the biggest man on the field, Payne Haas, at that moment of the game, bro, I just saw him. I was like, I don't think I can get this kick away. Like, he was just charging. And maybe in hindsight, like, I could have just tried to kick it, but I thought that it wasn't there at the time, and I have to back my instinct at the time.
Of course.
Ended up getting it away to Dill, who had a pretty decent crack, but yeah, it just wasn't meant to be.
If you kicked that field goal, the way you set it up and everything,
it would have been a great moment. But it wasn't meant
if
to
you
be.
kicked that, like, you've done some freaky shit, but like that on the back foot, oh my days.
Yeah. Well, like, to be honest, it wasn't too dissimilar to the one against the Gold Coast, because that set too, we weren't setting up for it. We were like having a crack, and then I realised it was last and just ran back. And then Mitch just found me with a perfect pass, and unfortunately didn't end up like that. But yeah.
Far out. The last 5 seasons, like, the Panthers have always been known for their culture. What makes it such a special culture and a successful one?
Yeah, it's hard to narrow it down to one thing, but this has been such a work in progress for Dad, and I would say he's more of a cultural architect than he is a technical coach. And I think a lot of time that's the case these days with head coaches. They have such great assistants that can do attack and defense.
True.
And do that technical side of things, where the head coach sort of like, the umbrella, like, looks over everything, making sure everything's in the right places. But it's like his main focus has been the culture architect and making sure it's a strong culture. And yes, he's going to point out little things in our game, technical things, but the culture is the main overarching thing. And I think the greatest thing about the culture is, obviously, yes, we want to work hard. Yes, we show respect. We're honest. But it's allowed people to be themselves and feel safe in the environment. And particularly in Western Sydney, you grow up and it's so multicultural, and maybe you don't feel safe at school or in different teams that you're in, but you come into an NRL environment that can be so daunting, but straight from the get-go, you're encouraged to be yourself, as long as it's obviously aligned with the team values. You're encouraged to be yourself and create a safe environment where people can be themselves. And to see that grow, and for example, like someone, I use this example quite a lot, but like say Bizza and Yowie, they're
Polar opposites.
Polar opposites, not only personality-wise, but the way they're brought up, where they're from, cultural, and they can get along as friends, and they do get along as friends. And it's just like, you don't get that in too many environments, and to be able to create that is so cool. And everyone is great mates, and I think that allows you to then get on the field and want to work hard for your brother, because you care about them, and we're encouraged to have deep conversations and encouraged to be vulnerable and see that side of each other, and it just generates this genuine brotherhood.
Well, from my experience, I think it's the professionalism of the team. Like,
the detail is crazy as well. Like, the attention to detail is second to none.
What's one detail that you value the most that other people wouldn't know about?
In terms of like...
About your game. It could be your prep, your mindset. Could be diet. Could be meditation. Could be visualization. Could be you in the gym, because we all know you like to squat.
Bench press, maybe, not squat.
I remember the day we were doing, what was it, cleans. Me and you were doing cleans.
Yeah.
And,
I saw that video the other day. I was showing, I think I was showing my little brother Jet or something, because I think he might have been boasting about cleans. I said, oh, look at this one, brother.
One day. And I was like, I think I did 120, and this hero wants to go on after me. Chucks on 2.5s. Was it 2.5s or was it 5s?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm watching, I'm like, there's no way he's going to fucking get this. And he's, I'm like, I think I had did I have an attempt or I just go, no, I'll fucking do that.
I don't know, but I don't know.
I was like, that's just impressive.
Probably the only thing I bet you in ever in the gym. So, yeah, detail. Well, I like to pride myself on the mental side of things. I think that's my edge.
Yep.
Obviously, like I work hard and I feel like I outwork a lot of people, but I feel like the mental side is sort of my edge, and that can come from things like I like to explore a lot of options with the mental side of things as well. And that can come in forms of like meditation or just reading or even just having time to myself, like a lot of different things and visualization. And I think the way I prepare in terms of not only that mental side of things, but sort of like watching video and making sure I've got a grip on not only the way we're playing, but sort of the way they defend and taking those cues on board. A lot of the time I would say that's my sort of strength and edge. Yeah, and it's not always perfect. It doesn't always work out, but if I feel like I prepare in that way, then I get to the game with confidence and I'm more likely to be free and just be like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Like I've sort of done the work.
I love that. Going into this season, obviously without Jarome for the first time, did you feel like it was a massive void when he left? Because you guys played together since you were kids.
Yeah, somewhat. Like it was obviously sad. Like we'd played alongside each other since we were 15 years old, and we just had that connection that was there. But I also saw it as an opportunity for, obviously he wanted to leave and develop as a leader and sort of the main guy, but it gave me opportunity to develop as a leader as well and bring a young guy in and help him with his game and help our combination grow. And to be honest, I've actually really enjoyed that side of it. I've really enjoyed being able to not only get to know Blaze as a person, but build on our combination and try and help him become the best player he can be. So it's been an enjoyable journey for me and something that's obviously still going. And I'm really excited for the year ahead to sort of progress and make that better.
What was it like playing him for the first time?
It was so weird.
Far looked it.
Yeah, it was so weird. I remember I come out before the game onto the field and I sort of looked across and he was sitting against the post, and I'm so used to seeing him do that with us and like on our side of the field. And I was just like, oh, this is, it was a weird feeling. And the way the game went, like he played so well. He smashed me a couple of times, but it's just him. Like he's just such a competitor, and we've always competed in training against each other. Like we're both quite competitive, and then to do it on the NRL stage, like obviously there's that mutual respect for each other, but we sort of just want to get the best out of each other as well and compete.
That's so good that you guys know that it's never personal. Like you can compete and can
100%.
Get dirty with each other as well to some degree. Be physical. But always walk off knowing that we're trying to do it because I want you to be the best. I want to be the best, which ultimately brings the team to be.
I often love that about rugby league though as well. Is like a lot of the time you're versing mates in another team, and like now it's like we're versing guys that we've won comps with. But you get out in the field and you're like, you're not mates. Like you're trying to get it over them and play the best you can. And I think that's what drives us a lot of the time is that compete. Like I just love that feeling, as you said. Like that's probably something that you'd miss the most. And then after the game, it's like, you're just family.
You debuted at 18, you're 27 now.
I'm 28 actually.
Apologies, 28. Damn it,
bro! I'm starting to get some grey hairs.
It's been 10 years.
It's crazy, man.
10 years.
Yeah, this will be my 11th year in the NRL, I think.
Saying that, is it the same enjoyment from and excitement when you played as an 18-year-old to now as a 28-year-old?
So different. So different. So when I was an 18-year-old, it's still a blur to me, but I just never thought that I would be playing NRL. So I was just, every time I went out there, it was just like, oh, I'm so happy to be playing NRL.
Zero perspective.
Yeah,
you're just out there to have fun, strut around, throw the footy around, kick some goals, set up a few tries.
Yeah. Like, I can't even remember my mindset for games back then. Like, I know that I was nervous, but I don't even remember what I was thinking before a game, nothing. I don't remember what I was thinking during a game. It was just oh, how good's this? I'm playing NRL. I do remember the end of that 2016 year. I was happy to like just have a break because it was just such a whirlwind, and as I said, like the mental side of it was such like a crazy sort of revelation for me. But yeah, compared to now, like I'm definitely more thoughtful. Like my whole week is led into the game pretty much. Like what I'm doing, my preparation, what I'm eating, it's all in sort of direction to playing well and getting the best out of myself. Where I certainly wasn't like that when I was younger. It was just sort of, how good's this? I'm playing NRL. And you sort of have fun off the field a bit more as well and live it up a bit. But I think sometimes I can use a bit of that now, and I do think I take it too seriously now sometimes. And you know, sometimes it's fine to go out and not have a great meal if you're with the boys. You know what I mean? Like as we were talking before, sometimes it's soul food. It's good for you. It actually allows you to relax a bit. And sometimes you can just relax a bit more. And I sort of want to bring that into my game a bit, even playing. Like I never want it to be a burden to play footy. And sometimes it can be like that if you put too much pressure on yourself and try and 100%. Be a perfectionist and try and predict all just think too much about the result. It's like sometimes you can just go out there and have fun. And when I'm playing my worst, it's when I'm worried about making mistakes. I'm like, oh, but what if this doesn't work out? Or what if I try this and they intercept it? Or if I drop the ball? Or when I'm at my peak is when I'm playing free. I'm just having fun. If I feel something, I just do it. I can back my instincts and that's when I'm at my best. So trying to unlock that, I think some of that comes from that 18-year-old kid just, you know, looking at the position I'm in, how privileged I am. Like I get to play NRL, I get to play with these players and compete against the best.
Yeah, because like I wanted to ask that because I've known you now for 15 years, as not on a personal level, but like I remember when I debuted and to the point where like you'll be the ball boy, just putting the ball down the sideline, and I look at you like a grown man, like. That's been like for me, like it's been a privilege to watch, and that's what I value most about our friendship, and just seeing like this, like your evolution, the stages of your life, like the journey that you've been on has been a privilege to watch for me. Like even to the point where I had a big moment in my career, and whenever I look back at that moment, you're always like you're next to me, like you're behind me, like the 2016 final against the Bulldogs, like that was such a special game for me personally, and like whenever I see myself like. I feel like I was in euphoria after I scored that try, and you're literally right behind me, like so happy for me to share that moment. Like that was so cool for me and for you.
No, I appreciate that because the way you sort of took me in, like I know we have a joke about when you brushed me when I first come to
I didn't brush you.
I know. I just say that. But the way you sort of like took me in, and a lot of the boys sort of looked after me as an 18-year-old, like I really appreciate that, and just share those moments with you and. Look back on those games and the people I played with and sort of looked up to. And like, I remember when I was a ball boy and you NRL players were like gods. I was like just mad to be around you. I'd sometimes go to training and just be around NRL players. I thought it was the best thing ever. And it always felt like it was so far away from me. But then when it happened, you guys sort of made me feel like I was an NRL player. And it's mad.
How old were you when you were the ball boy again? How old were you?
I would have been like 13 or something.
Shit!
I know. I'm curious though, from like your perspective, how did you see me, if you remember, like as an 18-year-old when I was playing?
Oh, just like, obviously because I loved your dad so much, like I automatically loved you, you know what I mean? And I just saw you like you loved footy. Like I remember you just always with a footy in your hand. You loved being around the joint, the environment. You were never an arrogant kid. Like, you were a quiet kid, but you were also like we loved you being there, if that makes sense. More so because again, like it comes from the connection I had with your dad, and I always thought to myself, I'm like, like it'd be so cool for hopefully one day, like Ivan can coach you, and it fucking happened. And I always also had that thing in my mind, like what kind of player would he be like? And the other part of me thought. Like the pressure you had to live under when you did play because your dad was an NRL coach, and how would you have dealt with that? I think I thought about that kind of stuff as well at the time, but looks like things have turned out all right.
That's actually cool to hear. Thanks.
Yeah. Have you ever met a player that matches the same level and commitment as yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I think in different ways though. Like pretty much every halfback I've met is like they're so committed to their craft. But yeah, just sort of do it in different ways. Like even someone like Dill, like he's so committed to what he does.
True.
But it's just in different ways. Like people like Mitchell Moses. I say most halves, but then I think about Cam Munster and he's the complete opposite. But he's just a freak. And then that's what I talk about as well. It's like Money would say to me, he's like, sometimes you just need to not take yourself so seriously. And like, it's actually true. Like I can take a bit out of what he, like the way he prepares and just sort of his larrikin attitude. But then he gets on the field and he just competes and he's a freak. Obviously I don't think I could do it to that level because we're so different. But it's like, it's interesting to just hear those things. And I often like really enjoy being in those camps just to be able to talk to people about like their different processes and how they go about things. And yeah, I just love that. It's cool.
You want to know what I admired when I saw a moment with another player in camp was you having that chat with Isaiah Katoa.
Oh yeah.
That was cool.
Actually, yeah, he's crazy. For such a young guy to have that commitment to his game and willingness to not only improve but just learn was wild. And I like the way he was playing was just unbelievable for such a young kid, but it's also no surprise. I remember I would have been 19 or 20 at the time, so I don't know how old he would have been. He would have been like 14 or 15, probably younger. And obviously we played with his older brother, Sione, and it was like off season, so we went down and did like a few drills and we're doing like 3-on-2s, and Izzy jumped in and bro, it was carving up. I was thinking, this is not normal for like a 13, 14-year-old to be doing this. And I think he's similar age to my younger brother, and it just made me think of my younger brother. I was like, he's not doing this stuff at all. And obviously Izzy had that talent from a young age, but when you have that talent from a young age, it's probably easy to just like rest on your laurels a bit. Just be like, oh, I got it covered. But he's worked so hard, and it's no surprise now that he's killing it. So then when I got into camp with him, I wanted to ask him questions because I wanted to know like what he's looking at, how he's seeing things, how he's doing this ridiculous ball playing and sort of his mindset. So it was a cool moment.
We were speaking about Mary, about how she has other passions outside of football and stuff like that. I want to ask you that question. What other passions do you have?
So Mary and I often laugh about this because in terms of our commitment not our commitment, but the way we see sport, it's very different. So like rugby league has always been my passion since I was 3-4 years old. And it's all I've ever wanted to do. I've just immersed myself in it. And it's not probably until I've gotten a little bit older where I can just enjoy things outside of footy. But I'm always going to be like a fan of footy. Like Mary she doesn't watch football that often. Like I'll always watch games of footy. So it's very different, but she's probably opened my eyes up to it a little bit as well in terms of just being able to relax doing different things. So I wouldn't say I have another passion as such outside of footy, but I can find joy in other things, and usually the most basic things, like it might be going for a walk with my dog and Mary, or just being able to sit outside and not bird watch, but just appreciate the nature, you know?
Yeah.
Or just spending time with family and friends and going out for dinner with the boys is like one of the greatest things that I appreciate, just because it's so nice, like just being able to just chat and not worry about what you're saying because it's your best mates and all that sort of stuff. And I probably, in terms of like passions, I would say trying to give back would be one of my passions, and it's hard to describe it in a way of like how you'd see yourself doing that, say after footy but I find real joy in that, and maybe it's a selfish thing that when I do it, it makes me feel good. But I just feel like we're in a position where I really can give back, and I try and make the most of that. And you know, I know what I was like when I was a little kid, looking up to NRL players. So if I can just try and have good interactions and give the best version of myself to kids, and just have a little chat with them wherever I can, kids in particular, because I know how much it means. And sometimes I'll reflect on my day and I might be in a bit of a mood and I wasn't the best I could be, like in an interaction with like a fan or just someone on the street or even some of my friends. And that's saying that like I don't like and it's just not in your stomach sometimes. You just know when you could have done a lot better, and that's something that means a lot to me is just having positive interactions with people.
Like when you screen mock phone calls and you don't call me back?
No, because maybe I'm not in the right headspace to do it at the time. So that's sort of part of it as well. It's like sometimes I like to disconnect from the social media world or all that and have positive interactions like in person. And I think trying to give back and be a good person is a passion of mine.
I love that. I asked that because I know how passionate you are about rugby league and how much commitment you put into the game, but like it's very hard for anyone to find and fulfill a passion in life. And you're doing it now, but when it stops, like how are you going to find your next passion? Like
So that's sort of been a journey that I've been on probably like the last 2 years as you sort of get a bit older, and Mary sort of opened my eyes up to it, and it's sometimes daunting to think about life after footy, but that's sort of my mindset in terms of the no regrets thing. Like if I can get to the point where my body can't do it anymore, or my mind's just cooked from getting up each week, and I can look back and have no regrets, I think I'll be pretty ready to move on to the next stage. And it almost excites me in a way because it's like a new challenge, but it's also like there's so much more life to live. When you're young, you think, because rugby league's my passion, I think, oh, you're 35 when you retire. Oh, you're so old then. But it's so much more after that. And it's just it's a new version of life, really. And it sort of comes with maybe you can be outside of the public eye, which is exciting as well. And I don't know. I heard this quote the other day. It was, I need to try and remember it. It was like, if you're not enough without it, you'll never be enough with it. So in terms of like, I sort of say that about like the premierships. Like if I was never enough without the premierships, like I won't be enough with it, because it's just like things like that, like particularly materialistic things, like it's never gonna really satisfy your needs.
I love that. I've got like a whole list of quotes that I'm just going to write this one down. I love a quote. I
have to give credit to that. That was Gilbert Anoka. He was our mental skills coach in New South Wales Blues, and he did the All Blacks for a long time.
Have you heard the Aaron Rodgers one?
What's that?
Don't listen to critics. What was it again? Don't accept criticism from someone you would never seek advice from.
Yeah, I've heard that. I love that one. Love it. Wow. So good.
I wish I heard that early in my career. Yeah. That's honest truth. What's your diet like these days? Are you on any fancy diet?
Not fancy. Like I did the carnivore thing for a while. It was good. Like I felt amazing in terms of like everyday life, but training was real hard. Like I think you need to do the carnivore for like 6 to 8 weeks to not have to go into that ketosis and be able to train properly. But I was training, I was just like cramping up bad, and I was like, it's just not right for me at the moment. And then started to have some problems with like my gut and going to the toilet. So I was like, obviously my body's rejecting it a bit, so it's not for me. So now I just try and eat like whole foods diet pretty much. Like a lot of the time organic when I can. But again, it's saying like, don't take it too seriously. Like I heard Anthony Mincello talk about the 80-20 rule, or it might be 90-10. So 90% of the time you're like sticking to your diet. So like all whole foods, organic where you can, but then there's the 10% where you can have the soul food or just have fun and not worry about it too much. And sort of,
I like that.
Yeah. It's sort of like peace of mind too. Like I remember when I was doing like full organic, and it was like everywhere I went, like say if we were playing a away game, I'd have to find like an organic cafe.
Man.
It's just draining. Like it's doing more harm than good. So yeah.
Is it true that you were only eating oysters at one point when you... No. Is that true?
No, that was blown out of proportion. It wasn't only oysters.
No, it wasn't only oysters, but you were smacking some oysters.
Yeah. So I think I had found an article, or my mum had found an article about how oysters can really like help recovery. And I love oysters. So then my mum would like buy me a lot of oysters when I was recovering. That's not true. That's placebo, bro.
Do you reckon it's placebo?
100%.
Has to be some truth to it.
Maybe, but I don't really feel much of a difference.
I'll take your word for it. You did smack a lot of oysters. How many are we talking in a week?
Oh, I don't know. Like there wasn't like a thing that I had
40?
to get to. But bro, I could, like if I was sitting down, I could have, I reckon 40 oysters. Like I love them. They're so good.
You know what I mean? I have like speaking of weird drinks or like mate. I like mate. Oh, thank you, Pedro.
Mate.
I've also been having shilajit.
I want to get into that, but I wasn't too sure how that works with like the asada stuff.
Asada stuff. I don't think it's. Nah, I don't think it'd be sweet because it's it's a resin. It's extracted from like high altitude in the Himalayas.
I thought that, but sometimes they're a bit weird
True.
with that stuff because like batch tested where it's coming from.
True.
Yada, yada.
This stuff, it says it's just 100% resin, so it's not like cross-contaminated with anything else, any other
'Cause
ingredients.
it's like a natural thing, right?
Is the most disgusting thing you ever
Really?
drink in your life. But listen, could be placebo, but apparently...
Mate, I'm all for placebo because if it helps, it helps.
I'll take
you
a
know
photo
what
and send it to you. But look it up. Shilajit. So it's
Still legit, yeah.
like Tim, we've spoken about him the other day, not long ago. He's been having shilajit for years, but it's part of his culture, see, because of the Russians and like the southern, the Nepalese and all that kind of stuff. Kazakhstan, those kind of countries have it. And apparently it's just like really good for your testosterone, good for your cognitive thinking, I think, whatever you call it.
Function.
Thank you. That's much better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jeez, it's definitely working for me. I'm lost for words now.
Nah, I've actually heard that though. I heard about it last year sometime and I really wanted to get into it, but I wasn't too sure how it, so I've sort of just stuck to creatine.
Maybe
it's good for
we
cognitive
just
function as well.
play on the safe
Bone
approach.
broth as well.
Bone broth is good.
Okay.
All right, bro. Truth or sauce?
Let's go.
Woo! We're sweating now. Bro! Question 1. Would you be a Panther for life?
I'm not sure. Like, I would like to be, but then it's sort of like the thing about when you get to the end of your career, the no regrets thing. It's like, would I get to the end of my career and think, oh, I wish I tried something different? So at this point in time, I'm so happy being a Panther. It's home to me, and I couldn't see myself in another jersey, but you just never know. Like, so much can happen in the rugby league world in a week, let alone 2 years. Like, I'm still contracted for 2 years. So at this point in time, I'm just trying to, squeeze the juice out of the lemon, enjoy it, enjoy the journey we're on as a club, but also me as a player, and we'll see what happens.
Is the Panther dynasty slowing down?
No.
It's an easy one. Most famous number you have in your phone, besides myself?
Probably Dan Carter.
That's sick.
I'd say, yeah.
That's sick. Would you ever make a career switch and play rugby union?
Well, that's what we were just talking about, really. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm open to it. I'm open to different possibilities where maybe in the past I'd be like, nah, I'm locked into this. But I'm quite open. Like, as I said, that thing about having no regrets really drives me. And at the moment, it's driving me to do my best for the Panthers and, build that dynasty even more. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens in due time. But, yeah.
Did you find moving to CommBank Stadium for your home games a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, definitely. Playing at Penrith, as you would know, is so good. And I know that other teams don't really like going there either.
No, they don't.
So it was like a little bit of an advantage. But even the field at Penrith, because there was no other games on it, where a lot of the stadiums, there's like other sports that play at their ground, we were the only one. So it was just tailored for us every week, just for us. It was like mad ground. I got used to it. Like, it'd be quite dewy there, but it was mad for kicking. And the atmosphere there was amazing. It was... The last few years there, it was sold out every single home game. It was just unbelievable. And then, then you go to CommBank. I think our first game at CommBank, there would have been like 5,000 people there. And it's just not that. It was just a bit different. The field's not as good. But in saying that, like, if you get a good crowd to CommBank, the atmosphere is unreal. Yeah. So good. So the games we had against like Para and like Bulldogs was really cool. It was just some of those games against other teams that weren't great. Like, I think at the start of the year, the first game was against the Roosters there. Obviously, they're eastern suburbs, so it wasn't a massive turnout from either crowds. Then it was like the Cowboys. They didn't have a big turnout from their fans. We didn't have a big turnout from our fans. So it was sometimes a bit weird. And then we were catching the bus straight there. Sometimes took like 45 minutes to an hour.
Torture.
So then we sort of changed a little bit. Like, sometimes we'd go into like a hotel around, say if we had an 8 o'clock game, we'd go into the hotel around 2 and then could just be around like each other and just sort of hang out have a lay down, have a stretch, and then it's like the bus ride. You sort of break it up a bit, and then sometimes it's go in and stay the night before. So by the end of the year, I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was probably more of a challenge than I thought it'd be at the start.
What teams are you looking out for in 2026?
Oh, the Broncos, obviously. Yeah, I can't see why they would take a step back, really. So they're going to be good again. The Bulldogs, I think they'll be great. Obviously, Lockie Galvin gets another year. He gets a full preseason, didn't have that.
True.
So I think he'll be in for a big year, and I think they're just the way they play in Ciro, like he'll have them raring to go. They're probably the Storm are always there as well.
Roosters?
And the Roosters. I was about to say that. You could make a case for just about any team though.
Yeah,
like, that's what I sort of like in this period, like preseason, is you look at every team and you look at their team list. It's like they could, do something here. So yeah, it makes it exciting.
Your call now. If you want to do you want to ask me any questions or no?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Oh, you got questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
These aren't. I spoke to you on the phone yesterday. These aren't going to be reporter questions.
Oh, but I don't know if you were just kind of like.
So like, I know the idea of truth or source is like trying to give you hard questions. So then you go, oh, I'm going to have the source or I'm going to tell the truth. But I just want to. This might turn to podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So my first one is, if you could have added any attribute to your game when you were playing, what would it have been? It could be mental, or it could be like a mindset, or something physical.
Mental.
Yeah. In terms of what?
Not being too hard on myself. Like always wanting to go out there and have the perfect game. I'm similar to yourself. Like always wanting to be a perfectionist. When I did a mistake, it probably like get to me because I feel like I'm letting people down. Like it's not more so that I didn't have the perfect game, but it's more so that I let my teammates down. That used to get to me a lot. So yeah, probably mental. Like just not worrying about what other people say. Like I kind of did have a thick skin, but behind closed doors, I'll be honest, like it sometimes got to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think you ever would have noticed, like, because I'm always like loud and cracking jokes and sledging people and whatnot. But yeah, there were times where that was kind of just like a mask. Yeah. Like I was actually struggling, but I just didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, right. Wow.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah, because I would say the only thing that I noticed was, I think you say it openly, like when you get criticism, it's like, it's hard to take sometimes. So.
Yeah. And why am I listening to these people? I just, like the last couple of years of my career, that's when I never used to like look at social media or read comments and I got into this toxic cycle and I was just in a hole, man. Like it was just so dark and I'm like, what am I doing this to myself? Why am I like taking these comments on board? Like they don't know anything about me. But what used to get me was because I treated everyone with respect and like I was hospitable and I'd give time to everyone. But there was always someone out there that was like trying to personally attack me.
Yeah,
like
can't please everyone, right?
But that used to get to me.
Yeah.
Why?
I know.
Like if you're a good person, like what did I do to you?
Oh, it really frustrates me about just the world we live in. But
so yeah, definitely mental.
Do you reckon that then made you put up walls to stop people from like criticizing you from places of like from good heart? You know what I mean?
Like prevent me from doing good things for other people?
Nah, like did you put up walls to like them being open to criticism from say like coaches or?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's another thing. Like when you talk about mental, like I used to take criticism as an attack.
Yeah.
Like I get so defensive. Like just chill. Like bro, like no one's out there. They're trying. Instead of having the mindset like he's trying to help me, I'm like. I used to like kind of put a wall up and be like, yeah, like I know. Like I don't want to hear it again. Yeah. But like just take it on board, like have that dialogue, communicate. If it's with a teammate, if it's with the coaching staff, like with my teammates, for example, like if you know how you get some teammates that they respond well from like a sledge, or some teammates like, come on, like I need you, like get their arm around you. Like that's me. Like if you come up to me and don't put me on show in front of everyone. And go like, listen, like you can be. I know you can be better. Like let's just make up for it. Get you back on, get you back in the game. That I gravitate to. When I had someone like sledge me, that I would match fire with fire. Example. Who the fuck do I think I am? It was my debut test against New Zealand. I was playing for Australia, and I missed my assignment on a kick chase, and Coops got up me for it. Nothing eventuated. Like it was only we considered like 15 meters or 20 meters, and I fucking like kind of sledged him back, and then I wouldn't speak to him for a week. Oh, how petty. How petty. And Coops got wind of it. I think, who told him? I think Will told him. And he came up to me, and we're at Amy Park, and we're walking up the tunnel, and he came up behind me, put his arm around me, and he goes like, "Are you filthy at me or something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't appreciate how like you kind of sledged me in front of everyone like while we're in the game. Like I don't kind of like, I don't deal that well." And he's like, and he apologized.
Wow.
Like
did that make you feel like?
Oh, I felt like this. I felt so small. Oh, but like after that moment, I kind of like me and Coops were like that after that.
Yeah, it's nice.
But I've always loved and admired Coops because I remember my debut game. We're playing against Melbourne, of course.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I debuted against Melbourne too.
And they touched us up pretty bad that night. And it was obviously my day was a special night for me. Billy, Cam, and Coops came up to me and like took time to speak to me and like congratulate me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the like?
Says a lot about them, man.
Yeah. I'm like looking at them. I'm like, these guys are like gods. Like these three are the Holy Trinity for God's sake. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they were like to me, and I never forgot that moment. Yeah. It's funny how
Coops did the exact same thing to me.
But you see how like a small moment can like you don't know how like that. That's such. I know. They wouldn't even think like that was a big moment for me. Yeah. But like that was huge.
Bro, he came up to me after the game and like said congrats and that, and then he said, just remember as a half, defense is the most important thing. I've held on to that. I remember it so clearly. But you're right, like I try and remind myself of that when we're projecting onto like fans or something, like little moments like that can hold on to it for a lifetime. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, back to the question.
Wait, I got one thing. Do you remember when you, Wonga and Jim Maloney were playing on the same side?
The most toxic edge in NRL history. You don't have to move us.
Bro, I thought he was going to punch on every training session. Anytime there was a pose or edge on edge, I'd look over and you just all arguing in a triangle.
But when we were on, but when we were off, we were off.
It was so funny. It was so funny. You just hear it from the other side of the field.
I remember your dad once, we were in the kitchen and he brought me and Wonga in and like we were kind of like talking and your dad was like the mediator and he's like, I remember like there was a moment where I was like, yeah, this is not going to work. I'm just going to fucking move you. Oh, man.
So good. So good memories.
Thanks for reminding me of that moment.
It was a cool memory for me.
I got along with everyone, but me and Wonga just clashed. It was just weird.
No, you're both similar. In like your,
we are. We
ways.
were. Yeah. No, we are. 100%. And we cannot hold a grudge.
Yes. That doesn't help.
That's not me anymore, though.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe.
No. Well, you still think I hold grudges?
I don't know, do you?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Good.
Definitely not.
You've progressed.
I have. Is that all you have for me?
No, next question.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Oh, do you?
Can I have three?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? Sorry, this is a deep question, but
if I could change one thing in the world, what would it be?
It might be like the way people think, or like it could just be like a symbol. Yeah.
No, I got one. Eradicate racism. Tell you why. I seriously do not understand the concept of racism because I feel like how boring would the world be if we were all the same?
Exactly.
Like,
but no one's the same anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. And everyone is different within that race, and I don't know. I've seen it happen to mates, and I've seen it happen to complete strangers. And for me, it's just
it's sad.
It's sad. It doesn't make sense to me at all. So, like, there's so many things to get rid of. I understand that. Like, obviously, famine. I would love to get rid of famine. I would love everyone to live a comfortable life. I would love to rid the world of violence. But I feel like in recent years, there's been a lot of like tension between cultures and countries, and I just don't see the need for it.
Yeah. And I hate how it's sort of like fueled a lot of the time to drive a wedge between different cultures. Like they sort of use, say if there is a racist thing that happens, it's sort of used to like put these two like cultures against each other.
Yeah.
It's just so annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't, if you're a good person, you're a good person. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you're from, who you are.
I don't understand there's politics and there's like hidden agendas and get all that kind of stuff. But
It is, yeah. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. But that's a good answer. I like that.
thank you.
I got one more, but
Okay.
I need to check it.
Probably go for like 2 hours, you know.
Really?
This is okay.
All right, one more.
Oh, go.
This is a good one I heard on it was a Matthew McConaughey one actually.
Ooh.
What do you think, like what mindset do you reckon is better for success? The suffering to succeed or revenge?
Elaborate. What
Do
do
you
you
know
mean
what I
by
mean? So like,
revenge?
if you're suffering to succeed, you're just, it's sort of like us, like our mindset as footy players, I guess. Like we're so hard on ourselves. We just have to do everything, tick every box. You're sort of like, it's a form of like self-punishment. Like, oh, if you don't do this, you're not going to make it. Or do you think revenge, like that fire from revenge?
It's funny that because when you think when you say revenge, like I had people in my junior days, my younger days, where they said I would amount to never making it as an NRL player. Like, why are you doing it? I had people like when I was on a job site, there was like a group of tradies that got my number and they were pranking me. And I actually believed them. I thought it was like a recruitment officer from the Cronulla Sharks, and I full believed it. And when I found out that they pranked me on it, like, bro, it crushed me.
Yeah.
So that sense, like proving people wrong, but ultimately proving it to myself, like that was gratifying. But also, suffering as well, like probably revenge, man.
Revenge, yeah. Yeah, I thought you might say that.
Yeah, probably revenge.
Because I think it's probably more suited to like individual sports in a way, like revenge, because you know they all like talk shit to each other and that. Or,
Boxing.
Like, say something happened like that, revenge would just be that fire. But personally, I think that suffering to succeed, you can hold it for longer. You
It's
know
true.
what I mean? It
so true.
stands the
It's
test
more
of time.
sustainable.
But yeah, it's just it's annoying.
It's harder, but it's worth it in the long run.
But having said that, you held on to that from when you were a young age, that fire in your belly from revenge to prove people wrong. So it's either way.
Yeah, but I'll tell you a perfect example now. So my first year when I debuted, right, like I was doing everything right, preparing, doing all the little things right because I knew how hard it took to get to that position. And I look back and my debut year, like I actually played really well. Like I was killing it. I was. And then the following year, I kind of got complacent and I cut a few corners here. I was going out heaps. I was partying. I let it get to my head and I thought it was just going to be the same again, but it wasn't. Like I had a few injuries, which barely happened when I was coming through, and I didn't know how to kind of deal with it. And then I guess, again, that revenge kind of fizzled out as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. That was very deep. Wow. Fuck, that took me back. Anyway, I wasn't expecting that at all. Wow. I was expecting a deep question, but
I was going to say the pitch, but it was like when you asked me to do a question for Mitch. It's like, what?
Mitch asked him something.
Oh, really?
Did I put it on here? I know we're over time, bro. I know we're over time, Peds. Is it on here? Yeah, Mitch asked you something. Where is it? One second. Sorry, I got it on my phone. Don't need them anymore. This is a great question.
Really?
Yeah, I
he's
have
a
to
very
ask
deep
it.
thinker, Mitchell.
I have to
We had
ask
some
it.
great chats in amongst the banter.
Yeah, here he is. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
We're up. This will be the last question of the show.
Question. So I spoke for ages.
When people think of Nathan Cleary, they think of rugby league, and I'd imagine at times your own sense of identity has been dominated by your relationship with footy.
Yeah.
What has your journey been like in terms of developing your own sense of self and separating what you do from who you are?
Great question.
Holy
Very impressed
shit.
with that. Very
Take my
impressed.
job, Mitchell.
Yeah, it's been a difficult journey, and it still is. Like, as much as I want to say I'm more than a rugby league player, I still see myself as Nathan Cleary, the rugby league player. And I know that that's the perception to so many people, and so it should be, because if I wasn't a rugby league player, they probably wouldn't look up to me in the way they do. So it's been a difficult journey, but I've just, especially over these last couple of years where I've really dove into like reflection and sort of understand the person I want to be. It's about just being a good person and just portraying good values and really living up to them. And I think that's what gives me peace of mind. And it actually helps me to separate myself from the rugby league player. Even like with teammates, like I went into that Ashes tour and I was like, yes, obviously I want to play well and I want to prove myself as a rugby league player, because sometimes I feel a bit of that embarrassment. Like if I don't play well, it's like, oh, these guys have this expectation on me. They thought I would be so much better. And I get embarrassed by that sometimes, but I had this real sort of drive to be like, no, I want to be a good person. Like I want these people to think of me as a good person. And I've really held on to that as I've gotten older and grown up, and yeah, just trying to come out of interactions with people and they can walk away and think, oh, he's a genuine guy. And that has definitely helped me separate myself from Nathan Cleary, the rugby league player, to Nathan Cleary, just the person. So yeah.
Last one for Mitch.
He's got another one?
He's got another one.
Oh, wow.
And why is it that I'm still out dancing you 5 years running?
Right, can I read you a message that he sent me? We were in Miami, and we're both laying in bed, like the night's over, and I get a text from him. Oh, wow. Let me find this.
Take your time. JG, you must be scrolling through some messages.
I was trying to find it. Oh, yeah. So he said something, and then he goes, yeah, it's almost as annoying as out drinking and out Dougieing you for the 4th year in a row. Bro, I'm there in bed, like drunk, going to sleep. I'm just cracking up laughing. And then we just had this banter the whole trip, like just talking about that. We'd just be like dancing and then just like look at each other. Oh,
I love that, bro. He'd be awesome to go away with, man.
He's
Far
so
out.
good. He's a great time.
Brother, that was unbelievable. Thanks so much for coming through.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best in 2026. And now it's time to kick your ass in some paddle. What do you reckon?
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.